Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. In a surprising turn of events today, Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar, along with his entire cabinet, resigned, confirming the split between the BJP and the Jan Nayak Janata Party. Just a short while ago, Haryana got a new Chief Minister in Nayab Saini, who was earlier the state president of the BJP and is considered close to the former Chief Minister. Now, there were reports of a tussle over seat sharing that led to the worsening of the ties between the two alliance partners, the JJP being adamant on 2 seats, which the BJP was not ready to give, citing its big win in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, winning all 10 seats on its own. 4 JJP MLAs backing the BJP new government also attended the oath-taking ceremony. So it seems there could be more in this state, which could get worse for the JJP. Overall though, ahead of the general elections, will BJP split? Will the JJP help or hurt the party? We take that question to our guests in just a bit. First up, let us decode what led to the big split in Haryana. According to BJP sources, graft charges against the Chautalas and JJP ministers was one of the big reasons they wanted to break off the alliance. They feel, or at least BJP sources are indicating to us, that since they have fought as a corruption-free party, actually their image will improve because of this split ahead of polls, both Lok Sabha and of course there's the assembly elections in eye as well. BJP sources further say that the former Chief Minister ML Khattar himself was not in favor of the alliance. He hasn't really been over the last few years as well. The JJP, as I mentioned, had been seeking at least 2 Lok Sabha seats, and the BJP won all 10 last time. They weren't willing to part with any this time around either. There was also no consensus on seats like the ones in Kurukshetra and Karnal, and that led to the breakup between the two partners finally. The BJP taking the call and of course going ahead and changing the Chief Minister as well. Speaking of that, let's take a look at the new Chief Minister choice by the BJP for the state. Here's a quick backgrounder on Nayab Singh Saini. Now, his political career soared when he was elected as a member of the Legislative Assembly from the Narayangarh constituency in 2014. Followed by that was his appointment as a minister in the Haryana government in 2016. In 2019 Lok Sabha elections, Nayab Singh Saini defeated his nearest rival Nirmal Singh of the Indian National Congress from the Kurukshetra constituency with a margin of over 3.8 lakh votes. And just recently, he was also appointed as the state BJP chief. So clearly, he was on the ascendancy as far as Haryana BJP is concerned. Now, there are many reasons why Saini emerged as the choice, but let me break down the top 3 reasons. Now, Saini being an OBC leader was the most significant of them. Haryana has nearly 44% OBCs. This was also a reason why he was made the state president last year, replacing Om Prakash Dhankar Ajat. It helps BJP also neutralize Rahul Gandhi's latest pitch of a caste census, which is being used to woo OBCs in particular. Manohar Lal Khattar has been ruling the state for 10 years now and understandably had generated some anti-incumbency. That's the second big reason why the BJP went for a chief ministerial face change. While the BJP can sail through the Lok Sabha polls riding on Narendra Modi's image, the same cannot be said about assembly elections, and therefore this decision has been done. Finally, Saini shares a good relationship with his predecessor and the other way around. Saini met ML Khattar during his stint in the RSS, and the two have been in touch ever since. They both admire each other's working styles, and that has also gone in favor of Nayab Singh Saini. But the big question we ask, and we go across to our guests in just a bit with that, will this split help or hurt the BJP? Overall, across the country, they're trying to bring a lot of NDA partners back and stitch new alliances. Here in Haryana, though, it seems they will go solo. So will it be for good or could it hurt them? That's coming up next.
मैं नायब सिंह ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं।
लोकसभा में कोई संकट नहीं है, 10 की 10 सीटें भारतीय जनता पार्टी जीतेगी, और क्योंकि सभी इंडिपेंडेंट साथी वैसे ही खड़े हैं, सभी साथी मुख्यमंत्री जी के साथ।
More than unholy, I mean unholy of course, because and the kind of things which were said about the BJP by JJP at that time. But the second part is that it was an alliance of convenience.
Let's go across to our guest joining us, Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP, Matthew Anthony, spokesperson of the Congress party joining us, Hemant Atri, senior journalist. Also with us is Sumitra Goenka, political analyst. Let me go across to Matthew first. The BJP one, of course, has done this in other states. It's known for doing this, and it seems to do this without any, much pain as far as party leadership is concerned. And it seems like they firmly believe that this is not going to be a problem for them. This indeed could hurt the Congress party by dividing its Jat vote share, which is being talked about. What do you think, Matthew?
Shivani, good to be back in your show. Now, the question here is, when is ED and CBI going to land in Dushyant Chautala as well as others 10 MLAs' houses? It's just going to be a matter of a few hours, most likely, because you have already seen BJP saying that there was so much of corruption. Didn't BJP know all these corruptions for the last 4 years? So this is a rule by the book right now for BJP. Now the change in BJP which is happening is by the way of the same CBI ED threat itself. The BJP leaders, how much ever they are dissatisfied with the BJP, because they talk to a lot of the people in private, that they are also being monitored by the CD and DBI if they raise their voice. So there's no freedom of expression there. Whatever is being said by two people who have hijacked BJP, they have to go by it. Now,
one second. One second. I want to go one by one. You're saying this is some sort of a CBI ED influence. But I thought the BJP used that to bring people into its fold, not to cut alliances. How does that factor here?
No, this alliance, as quoted earlier by one of the BJP MPs who joined us, saying that it is an alliance of convenience. Now that convenience has gone out, they have also realized that, first of all, the people of Haryana are worried about the farmers issue, the Agnivir issue, as well as the wrestlers issue, along with the unemployment and the price rise. So, and the corruption issue of JJP as well as the BJP government.
But why would they cut an alliance partner for that?
This is not a surprise. This is not a surprise for neither BJP nor any one of the people there, because this was in the cards. Now, since JJP has moved out, in order to showcase that JJP is very corrupt and BJP was clean, ED and CBI will charge sheet JJP. It's only a matter of time. That's what I'm saying. And you asked me the question about why the BJP is having a painless exercise. Who in BJP also wants to be raided by ED and CBI and go to jail of descending on a party or two people's decision? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let me just go across to Tuhin for a quick response to that. I'll come back to you, Matthew, on how you see this playing out for both the upcoming Lok Sabha and the Assembly elections, because clearly it's going to be a reconfiguration that will have some impact, particularly because of the votes, the way they're divided in Haryana. But Tuhin, your first response of the criticism that is coming in from some quarters of what has transpired in Haryana. Some say it is because the BJP is nervous. The fact is you changing a chief minister in itself means that all is not hunky-dory, right?
Good evening, Shivani. Good evening, everybody. Well, you have to look at it positively. For any political party to take such a big decision after 10 years on the eve of elections and to execute it effortlessly and in record time, I think, that speaks a lot about the quality of leaders we have and about the work culture of the BJP. Unlike the Congress party, where we have seen the constant fights between, Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot, where they would, voluntarily indulge in resort politics of all kinds. So I think there is a difference in work culture between the BJP and the Congress party. We do believe that the position of chief minister is not the domain of any one individual or a coterie, and that if a deserving candidate is there, and if a situation is ripe and beneficial for a change, we do go ahead with the change, and that
No, so
change
do
has
you
benefited
accept
us
that
in
there was a
previous elections,
problem?
be it Uttarakhand.
That's
and,
all I'm saying. Do you accept
no,
that there
on
was
the
a problem?
contrary,
That you were
on the
worried about
contrary,
upcoming elections?
No, I think let me just put it this way. For us, the winnability is the sole or the most important criteria. Yesterday, Honorable Prime Minister very lavishly praised Manohar Lal Khattar ji, and even today, I can tell you that he is one of the best performing chief ministers. Whether it is the changing the gender ratio, which was skewed heavily in favor of men. There were 872 women to 1,000 men in 2014. His diligent efforts to correct that has led to an equality in gender ratio in the births over there. The exports of from Haryana used to be somewhere in the range of 868,000 crores in 2014. That has gone up to 2,45,000 crores. So even today, I think he was a brilliant chief minister. But some decisions are taken in the interest of the party, in the interest of the state, and in the interest of the Lok Sabha performance of the BJP. And
okay,
in
in any case, whatever a party chooses to do is fundamentally its own internal matter. But let me go across to Hemant Attri. Who does this hurt more? The JJP is coming out, particularly because 4 of their MLAs have been spotted at the swearing in. And there was even a speculation that as many as 6 of them could join the BJP, which means that the anti-defection law wouldn't be attracted. It seems like the JJP is emerging as a big loser out of this split.
No, Shivani ji, it's not the number is not 6. It might rise up to 8 by tomorrow morning. That is a fact. Only Mr. Dushyant Chautala and his mother might remain with JJP, and rest of the people are, queuing outside the BJP's residence or the leaders that may be. Now, there are 2-3 quick points that I want to mention, but you said in your introduction. First of all, Mr. Naib Saini is not a close associate of Mr. Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar. He is single-handedly handpicked by none other than Shri Narendra Modi ji, who was General Secretary in charge of Haryana in 96-97, if you recollect. And if I get back to the humble background that this Chief Minister belongs to, he was a steno-cum clerk in Narendra Modi's regime once he was in charge of Haryana in 96-97. That's how he started with. That is the humble background from where he takes off. Then he became a district president, youth president, Kisan Morcha, and then MLA in 2009, 2014. 2014 he became an MLA.
Yes.
In 2019 he became an MP. Now he is so close to the Prime Minister. He is single-handedly handpicked by none other than the Prime Minister himself, as he did in the case of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. That is point number 1 to clear the score. Number 1. Number 2, as far as his popularity goes, Mr. Naib Saini, his wife Suman, she contested a Jila Parishad election last year in Narayangarh, that is her home constituency, in her home ward. Jila Parishad is a very small election, and she not only her security deposit was not there, and she came at number 4. She lost her security deposit. That is the latest as far as the Chief Minister goes. Now, once you asked who is the bigger loser, see, in the whole game, it is a prescripted thing. First of all, let's be very clear. This alliance, which happened in 2019, it was an alliance not of principles, it was an alliance of convenience. The way JJP came, without being even invited by BJP. BJP didn't invite them. BJP had the numbers. 41 they had their own, 8 they were having independents. It is the JJP which through Anurag Thakurji went to Amit Shah and offered their unconditional support. That is the whole background. It is completely on facts. Now, see the thing. JJP was asking for 2 seats, Hisar and Bhiwani. You tell me one thing, Shivani. You are having 10 seats on your own, and I am your post-poll alliance, not pre-poll alliance. Once you are having all the 10 parliament seats on your own, why would you part with 2 seats to me? And I am not your pre-poll alliance. I am your alliance for assembly. I am not for, parliament. And that's what precisely BJP did. They said that we are a post-poll alliance. We are for the state. And that was more than clear. It was written on the wall that BJP is, in any case, will not part
So
with
why
any
did
of
the
the parliaments.
JJP insist on this? Why do they think they did so? Knowing fully well
See,
the BJP will not part ways with any seats?
Shivani, that is very simple. See, Mr. Dushyant Chautala is also running a political party. He is number 2 player he is having 10 seats in the assembly. How can he say, while being alliance with the BJP in the assembly, and how he can, contest the election or he can remain away from the parliament election? He has to continue in politics, na? A
No, but
political
now
party-
the result of this split, is it going to be beneficial for them for the assembly elections? By your own estimate, the numbers of the MPs who could, the MLAs who could jump could be as high as 8. The party splits. So
No, no.
what did Dushyant get out of this?
Shivani ji, Dushyant and JJP in this particular parliament election, they will be simply wiped out. They will be getting not more than 5 to 10,000 votes in every parliament constituency. For the very simple reason, that's why BJP has parted with, and it is a prescripted thing. It's nothing new about it. Everybody knew.
Okay.
Once the parliament election comes, BJP can't carry on with them because they will ask for seats, being a political party. And BJP is, Modi ji is very, very particular about each and every seat. And he has been in charge of Haryana for so long. He knows every constituency in Haryana. He knows the pulse of people. And you know why Mr. Khattar has been replaced? There was a pre-poll survey conducted by BJP and RSS. Of course, Manohar Lal Khattar is a close RSS fellow. He has been working all through for the RSS. The outcome of the whole thing, this survey, there were 2-3 surveys. And it was astonishing for Mr. Modi also. As per that survey, as per my sources, which are very close to the powers that be, they said Mr. Modi's popularity in Haryana is 70%. And Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar's unpopularity in Haryana is 70% plus. That's why, despite being all those lavish praises that were, given by Mr. Prime Minister yesterday only in Gurgaon, Manohar Lal Khattar was changed overnight because Modi ji can't take chances. Every seat is crucial for him. That's why overnight, after all those lavish praises, Manohar Lal Khattar was, told to go immediately without any nuisance. But there is one more thing,
Yes.
one more small thing, Shivanji, for your benefit of your viewers. First time in Modi Shah's regime, there is one thing coming out. First time, after the decision of the observers that were sent by the center, their senior most leader in Haryana, Anil Vij, is not happy.
Yes.
He didn't attend the swearing ceremony.
In today, yes.
And he came out of that meeting. He was trying that he should come back to the, but he never came back. He is really sulking in his own way. This is first time, which has never happened in last 10 years.
No,
That
I
was
think
just for the benefit of it.
the fact that some leaders have not liked some decision has happened in the past, and we all know it. They may not speak publicly and lash out against the party or its leadership, even if they don't like certain decisions. That's the key difference with, let's say, the BJP and some other parties. But Sumitra, I want to come to you as well. Given what Hemant Attri and others are saying and reading into the situation, what do you think? Did the JJP make a mistake, or do you think in the long term they've done what they needed to do to secure at least what they could for the assembly elections?
Yeah, Shivani, good evening. So I think this was a very tactical alliance which happened in Haryana. No one was actually expecting this to happen 4.5 years ago. And what has happened now is BJP has done a very good thing by bringing in a common man, an OBC candidate. They have said that a person who has come from, a very humble background has grown the ranks and directly become the CM today. So it is a possibility in the BJP, which, when even Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh and MP also happened, people across the country knew that, they are selecting leaders as their chief ministers who probably are not coming from a very dynastic background, or they are very big leaders, but somebody from the grassroots. And this is appealing to the people that anybody can grow there and you don't need a dynastic background. Secondly, it is a master stroke because Rahul Gandhi is continuously attacking the OBC vote bank. So basically, this is a master stroke in that way that BJP has, with its actions, given a OBC candidate as a chief minister of the state.
Okay.
Now coming to this JJP thing, I think Mr. Chautala has his own reasons. Like Mr. Attri also said, he has his own reasons. He has to appeal to his vote bank. He cannot contest the election, with BJP, without BJP. So, एक तरह का धर्म संकट type का है, because he has his own party to run. But yes, I think he should have sticked on with the BJP in the long run, because he will do a mistake if he doesn't go ahead, because that is something which would have assured him presence at least in the state. But now with him moving away and his MLAs, some of the MLAs showing support to the BJP, I think he is not going. We are not going to see him.
Okay.
Become successful in the long run.
Yeah, the question
So it's
that
not a
that
good move
faces
from
the
his side.
JJP is whether they had more to lose if they weren't going to contest the Lok Sabha election seats in Haryana, or will they have more to lose now if the party could split and their MLAs could leave, and for the assembly elections in Haryana, where they could have at least maybe this time fought jointly with the BJP. But that's a question that the JJP will have to face, and I think soon they will come out with some statements about how they read the situation for themselves. But Matthew, I want to come back to you. That OBC factor that Sumitra also mentioned is a key one. Along with that is the Jat vote factor in Haryana. Don't you think, even though the Congress has nothing to do with this decision making or the alliance, this could make life tougher for you?
I think this is very clearly communicating that the ground is very much in favor of Congress. Because the change of Manohar Lal Khattar is very clear that the winnability quotient with them is looking very bleak. And now, just before the elections, changing a phase also shows the desperateness in BJP to win the elections. Now, we have very clearly communicated what's our stand on the caste and the caste surveys and the caste equations and bringing social equality amongst the OBCs. We have also made our stance very clear on the farmers issue by promising an MSP for the farmers as soon as we get elected to form the government in 2024. Where the wrestlers issue, as well as, we have also made it clear that the Agniveer scheme will no longer be there as we are getting elected. These are the fundamental issues which are there in the state of Haryana for the local people there. How much ever you now to try to juggle this in the last moment, people are convinced about what is really affecting them. Along with that, unemployment is an issue. Along with that, price rise is an issue. We are focused on that one. And as I said, why I made a remark on the ED and CBI, you can see the reason why 8 of the JJP MLAs are switching sides to BJP. Because they're already trapped in a corruption. So if at all they don't switch, they'll be under jail.
But you're accepting that they have corruption problem. Then it's good only if they get CBI and ED after them.
It is good for us because the entire government was headed by BJP in an alliance with them. So it is good for us to have the government in a corrupt stand because the people will vote for us.
Okay.
Everything which is happening in Haryana is good for us.
Is good for you. Okay. Let's see how this plays out. But Tuhin, what is the big message out of this, rejig, reshuffle and a split? It may happen seamlessly for the BJP, that's fine. But what is the public supposed to take out of this?
See, unlike the Congress party, which has become habituated to losing, we are constantly working on, self-improvement. We are constantly working on, initiating corrective measures to make sure that we continue the winning habit. I was just hearing the Congress. I don't know where the Congress how they tend to be so conceited when they, never cease to. They keep losing every election. I don't know how they manage to be so conceited, but I can tell you over here that Haryana is the only state which is buying a massive number of 14 crops on MSP. No other state is doing that.
Okay.
So I don't know from where they get their data and from where they paint this picture of people being unhappy. They introduced a scheme called Parivar Pehchan Patra, where all of 397 schemes of the government was brought under one head, and all the benefits are duly provided with people sitting at home. That has thus led to a huge convenience for all Labharthis.
Okay.
And finally, as I mentioned to you, the gender ratio, which has improved, the mission merit in the Congress days, not only transfer posting, but also government jobs used to require a fair amount of transfer of cash, and corruption was very prevalent of that. All of that has ended in Haryana in the last 9 to 10 years.
The public will be the judge of that.
So I don't know where the Congress gets this.
But certainly this hasn't happened because everything was fine. Now, who is playing on the front foot or who's on the back foot after this split and the new swearing in? We'll have to wait and see. Some developments, it seems, are still in store in Haryana. Picture abhi baki hai, as they say. It's not all over just yet ahead of the next general elections. I do thank all of our guests for joining us.